Weird Al Yankovic is the undisputed king of pop culture parody. With smash hit comedy singles including Eat It, Smells Like Nirvana, Like a Surgeon and I'm Fat, Weird Al has been at the top of his musical game for nearly 3 decades, collecting 3 Grammy Awards and 28 gold and platinum albums along the way. He's about to take to the stage in Australia, but not before taking to the couch of the Circle. Please give a huge welcome to Weird Al Yankovic.
Is it okay if I call you that?
That's my name, yeah.
That is your name. My friends think you are just the coolest thing ever. And I'm not talking about little kid friends.
You've got very tasteful friends. I appreciate
Thank you.
that. Yeah.
Have you experienced like a resurgence in the coolness of Weird Al?
Did it ever go away, really?
I think it might, to be honest.
I feel pretty cool right now.
Yeah, you are pretty cool right now. Now, when you're trying to stay current with music and, you know, bands to parody, have you got people around you going, you've got to listen to this CD?
Well, you know, every now and then I'll go to parties or award shows where artists will actually come up to me and say, "Hey, when are you going to do one of my songs?"
Oh,
you know, and I write my own stuff, but thank you very much. You know, I try to keep abreast of what's happening, keep my finger on the pulse, as it were, of pop culture, and be very aware of what's happening.
And you always get the artist's permission, don't you, before you do anything?
I do. You know, legally I could get away with not getting their permission, but I think that's one of the reasons I've been able to hang around in this business for 30 years now, is I don't burn any bridges or step on toes. The artists sign off on it, they know it's coming, and they all have a good sense of humor about it.
Although apparently it was difficult to get an answer from Nirvana, is that right? That you tried asking them, but they never rang you back?
Well, generally the way it works is my manager, I'll come up with an idea for a parody, and my manager will contact their people.
Yeah.
And that was just one of those cases where, you know, sometimes it's hard to get a hold of somebody. Like, he wasn't getting his phone calls returned from Nirvana's management, so basically he told me, like, Al, if you want this, get to the band directly, and that'll be the quickest way to do it. So I found out that Nirvana was performing on Saturday Night Live that weekend, and I had a friend who was in the cast, and I said, you know, Victoria, if you get Kurt Cobain alone in a room, put him on the phone, because I want to talk to him. And she did, and I talked to Kurt directly, and I told him, hey, Kurt, I want to do a parody of Smells Like Teen Spirit, and his first reaction was, great, is it going to be a song about food? Yeah. Kind of famous for that at that point.
Because I noticed watching some videos last night, basically every song that you've done involves food.
Well,
and even songs that don't involve food always have food in them.
Right.
Like, even in Feeling Like Teen Spirit, Dick Van Patten is in the audience eating a hamburger. I don't know why.
Food is a big part of my life.
Yeah,
it's made me everything I am today.
It seems to be.
But I mean, Kurt said that, and basically I told him, well, no, it's going to be a song about how nobody can understand your lyrics. And he said, oh, okay, that sounds great.
Thanks for the idea.
You know, looking at all the videos that you've done, you are so clever and so funny, and you're actually a great dancer and a great singer. Did you ever? Come on, who can pull off Prince? I mean, you know, whatever. Did you ever think of becoming like a serious singer? Have you ever given that a crack?
I'm extremely serious.
No, you know what I mean.
Well, you know, I enjoy doing what I do. I mean, I like doing comedy, and you know, I haven't even. It's not a goal or dream of mine or a passion of mine to do serious music. I'll leave that to Phil Collins. You know, there's enough people in the world that do that already, and I like my niche. Or niche, or niche, or...
You know, I first got to know you in the 80s, obviously, and I just thought you were so clever. I was about 10 years old, and I thought I might have a go myself. And I wrote, do you know a song by Rod Stewart called Infatuation?
Yes, I do, yeah.
Okay, so I tried my hand at a bit of parody myself.
What did you do?
I called it Procrastination, you know, which is, just in case you don't know.
But you probably never got around to writing the song.
Oh, well, this is the thing, I didn't finish it.
Perfect.
But one of the lines is, say that I'd do it some other day, but it very rarely turns out that way. So what do you think?
Nice.
Yeah? Okay.
I hand the crown over to you.
Now, speaking of handing the crown over, is there somebody waiting in the wings to be the parody superstar that you are?
Well, you know, there's a lot of people that do, you know, funny music. If you go on YouTube, there's 10 million people doing song parodies. And there are acts that do comedy music that have, you know, done very well in the last decade. Tenacious D and Flight of the Conchords and The Lonely Island. So I'm certainly not the only person doing it. But it seems like if you go on the internet and search for Weird Al Yankovic songs, like every there's a lot of stuff out there that's not really by me, but they figured, oh, so parody's got to be Weird Al.
Right.
Right, yeah.
So what's up next?
Well, I'm just starting an Australian tour, so I'll be touring the country for the next 3 weeks or so. I've got an album coming out hopefully very soon. Don't have a release date yet, but soon. And I've got a children's book out called When I Grow Up,
Which is on the bestseller list?
It is
that
a
right?
New York Times bestseller list, yeah.
And is it true that the band that you're touring with is the same band that you've been touring with for 20 years
That's
or
what
so?
they tell me, yeah.
That's what they tell you. Right. And that was what on my research. So please tell me that's true.
It is.
Is it true?
It's very true.
Good.
Good research department. Very nice. Yeah, I met my drummer in 1980 and my guitar and bass player in 82. And my touring keyboard player has only been with us for 20 years, so he's the new guy. So you have to go easy on
Same
him.
people for 30 years
Yep,
means
yep.
that you must be a pretty good guy.
Oh,
And
well.
they're probably pretty good musos as well.
I'm very lucky. They're some of the best musicians in the world, and they're all great guys. So I was very lucky to have them.
Great.
Yeah.
Alan, can I call you Al or
Oh,
Alan?
please do.
Or do I say Weird Al?
Alfie Babies.
Or Alfred? Anyway, can you stick around for a couple of minutes? We want to talk to you some more.
I can.
Okay, we're back with Mr. Yankovic right after this from Nikki. Grab it now. We are back with the not so weird, but quite nice, really. Weird Al Yankovic. Al.
Yes.
Weird Al. Alan. I used to do comedy a few years ago, so I'm always intrigued about how the ideas actually come to you. When you are doing a parody, does it just come to you like that, or is it a process that takes days or weeks to actually get the whole idea happening?
It's hard to describe the creative process. Like, some ideas are spontaneous, and sometimes I need to hear a song 1,000 times before I go, oh yeah, I can do this.
Yeah,
so
I can incorporate food into
Right,
that.
yeah, I can do that about food. Yeah, sure. So it really varies.
But do you actually like the songs that you parody?
Well, here's the thing. It doesn't really make any difference if I do or not, but I tend to pick songs that I actually enjoy because I figure I have to live with these songs ostensibly for the rest of my life, and I'd rather not play a song on stage every night that drives me crazy.
Yes,
we talk about that because you're performing live here in Australia, doing a tour, which I know my friends will be so excited to go see. Sometimes you're playing a joke that people have heard, audiences already know the gag.
Right.
But does that affect their laughter and their kind of reactions to the songs?
Well, I mean, if you're familiar with the songs, you're probably not going to be laughing as much as people who are hearing it for the first time. But it's musical, so even if it's it ceases to be funny, it's still an enjoyable show. You can still tap your foot even if you're not laughing your head off.
Do you have to spring a few surprises on the audience?
There's always surprises in the live show, so even the hardcore fans are going to see a few things they haven't seen before.
Oh, good.
Oh, I want to know what.
That's so exciting.
Have you heard any Australian music that you might want to parody? Like John Farnham or Jimmy Barnes? Have you heard any Australian stuff?
A little bit. I might, we'll see. I might work some of that into the show. We'll see.
I'm trying to think of Kaysan as food. What would it be?
Hey, what? Okay, cake and flan.
Cake
Pie
flan.
What I like about the story of Weird Al is it's sort of like nerds' revenge. Like you're kind of this nerdy guy, especially in the 80s when you had the glasses and the moustache.
I'm still a nerd on the inside. That's the important thing.
Yeah, okay, well, that's what I wanted to ask you about because you've changed your image a bit. You don't look like him anymore.
Oh,
You've
not
had your
quite so
eyes
much.
corrected, haven't
That's
you?
adorable.
Yeah, I had the LASIK surgery, so yeah.
And no moustache anymore.
No, but it's growing right now. Can you tell? It's still coming out.
It's coming out.
Yeah.
So there's not like this Hollywood hunk lurking and trying to consume the nerd. You go, no, we
I
want
don't
it."
know. I guess I want to be a hyphenate, a hunk nerd.
A hunk nerd. Well, you are definitely a hunk nerd.
Thank you,
That's
thank you.
fact.
Beautiful, and it's such a pleasure to have you on the show. Would you please thank the one and the only Weird Al Yankovic? Go and see him. He's good. He's funny. Do check out the website for the details of his Australian tour. Coming up, Dr. Deepa's here with everything you need to know about headaches and how to avoid them. It's Wednesday morning. The news is next, and you're watching The Circle.